Hello and welcome. I'm Chrissy. This is my YouTube channel, Chrissy Love, where I talk about fragrance. I post my videos here twice a week, and I also post my Instagram and TikTok channels, so I'll link those down below. Today, I am talking about a new to me house, Thomas Kosmala. So this house is mainly sold in Europe at this point, and only in a couple of stores in the US. But I ran into my new bestie, my new fragrance bestie, Andy, at a local Dillard store, and he introduced me to this line of amazing, interesting, fascinating perfumes, unisex perfumes. And so he said I should make a video about this, and I said, great, let's do it. Give me the samples. Sounds good to me. So I'm going to link his Instagram below. His Instagram is fragman63. That's Andy. Check him out. It's not all about Dillard's or anything. It's really more about his own personal fragrance journey. So be sure to check that out. He's a lot of fun and very much worth getting to know. So without further ado, let's jump right into my review. I have 10 perfumes here from Thomas Kosmala. All of them, except for one, were released in 2018, so they have been around for a little while, and they all are unisex. And I think this is what I would categorize as a niche house, in that the scents really fall into these interesting categories of fragrance that are really outside of the mainstream. Very experiential. So let's jump right in. So we're going to go with the number system here and start with number one. And that is number one, Tonic Blanc, which stands for white tonic. Now this is described as a citrus aromatic scent. It has top notes of neroli, orange, bergamot, and mandarin orange, middle notes of bergamot blossom, orange blossom, and mock orange, and base notes of cedar, musk, sandalwood, and oak moss. And on first spray on my skin, this is like an acidic, fresh bergamot and neroli scent. Those are really the two notes that stand out the most. It veers slightly into kitchen cleaner territory, but if so, it's like the most upscale, fancy kitchen cleaner you've ever smelled. On the dry down though, it's this sparkling, clean musk. You know, the citrus is still there. I get more of the orange blossom in the dry down. So it's very fresh, but also rather subtle. I can see this being really good for layering. I think on its own though, for me, because I'm not a big citrus lover, it doesn't really hold its own enough. I think I could see more like adding some freshness to other perfumes with this one. But I do get a little bit of the oak moss in there too if I really look for it. There is some complexity there, and it certainly is high quality. But yeah, I think it's a little bit too straightforward of a clean scent for me personally. If you like clean scents, it's an extremely high quality scent. Performance-wise, it is a little bit on the lighter side. It's more of a skin scent. But yeah, the quality, it just smells so expensive. It just is so nice. Yeah, so if you like citrus and fresh, this is a good way to go. Next, I have number two, which is Seve Nouvelle, which stands for New Sap. And it's an amber spicy profile. And it has top notes of saffron, pink pepper, and grapefruit, middle notes of champaca, which is this evergreen tree that's used for timber, apparently. I looked it up. Water pepper and tonka bean, and the base notes are cashmere wood, labdanum, patchouli, and amberwood. And on first spray on my skin, this is a dusty cedar plank in a fishing hut. This is more like an experiential perfume. It's slightly salty and peppery. It kind of has like a turpentine vibe to it, kind of a bitterness. It reminds me a lot of Jo Malone wood sage and sea salt, that experience of like wood and salt and like, you know, being in an environment like that. Now, on the dry down, it smells exactly like wood sage and sea salt. I really can't tell much of a difference. But the turpentine scent is gone, so that's good. It's not quite as harsh as in the beginning. And it kind of turns into more of like a fresh cut wood scent versus a turpentine scent. And performance-wise, it's great. It really lasts, it projects. So yeah, this is a strong one, but it is an experiential one versus one that people are gonna say, ooh, what are you wearing? They're gonna be like, what is that? What just walked in the door? So I don't love this one, to be honest, but it's a fun one for sure. It was fun to get my nose on it. Third, I have here, number three, Crepuscule Ardent, which means burning twilight. And this is a leather fragrance. And I'm not a big leather person, but let's get into it. So this has top note of saffron, middle notes of olibanum and jasmine, and base notes of leather, suede, and amber. And this really smells like a new, very expensive leather couch. Like if leather can be fresh, that's how I would describe this. Like it's not like a dank or weighted heavy leather. It's like a fresh take on like a new couch. performance-wise, it really does last, but it has subtle projection. Actually, it doesn't really project too far around me. Interestingly, for other scent, usually they are like beast mode. This is a little more subtle for a leather scent. So again, don't love this one, but if you like leather and want something kind of on the fresh leather side, this is a really interesting one. Then fourth, I have Apres L'Amour, so After Love. And this is a woody aromatic scent. And I'm just gonna tell you right now, it has Baccarat Rouge vibes because that's what the world is doing right now. That's what we do. So anyway, it says top notes of lemon zest and bitter orange blossom, middle note of aromatic spices, and base notes of musk, amber, and woods. So it does have the Baccarat Rouge vibe for sure. It has that DNA, but a little more fruity. And the orange blossom sets it apart a bit from that original DNA. So it's a little bit unique. And the dry down, it smells just like the EDP Baccarat Rouge 540. So not the extrait version, but the EDP. Now that came out 3 years before this perfume did. So I'm pretty sure it was inspired in some small way. But it's a sweet orange blossom and musk. It has this kind of sparkling and sophisticated quality to it. So is it gorgeous? Yes, it is a beautiful perfume. It's just kind of been done before. And performance-wise, it is excellent projection and longevity. Lasts, projects, no issues at all. I don't really need another dupe of Baccarat Rouge. I actually don't really love Baccarat Rouge personally, but you know, it's fun to have. And if you like it, you might want to check it out and just see if your nose can tell the difference, because maybe I'm a little bit nose blind to Baccarat Rouge and that I've just smelled it over and over and over again and I don't even like it. So anyway, that's the number 4. Number 5 is Frenesie, which means frenzy. It's an amber woody scent profile and it has top notes of magnolia, saffron, and bergamot, middle notes of gardenia, peony, osmanthus, and rose, and base notes of incense, musk, oud, and amber. And on first spray on my skin, this smells like lemon hard candies with rose. I actually really, really love this one. It's delicious. It has that right balance of sweetness and freshness for me. And the dry down, it's like zesty, but also very sweet candied florals. It's really angelic. It's pretty. Of them all, I think it's probably the safest blind buy among them. It's truly beautiful. I love this perfume. It's so me. It's so me. Sweet, subtle, girly. It's a great quality perfume, great blend. And I think the base notes add to the complexity without pulling it into Oriental territory. So that says a lot about how well they've balanced this one. Performance-wise, also, it's excellent. Great longevity, great projection. So I really, really love this one. Frenzy is a keeper for me. Number 6, we have Brume Radieuse Radiant Mist, and it's amber woody profile. It has top note of black currant syrup. Love the idea of that. Middle notes of coconut, peach, jasmine, and rose, and base notes of oud, patchouli, and amber. And on first spray, it's like a complex and slightly sweet cedar. Cedar is kind of like what I'm really getting in the opening. And the dry down, it kind of falls masculine on me. It's mostly woody with a slight fruitiness and some smokiness to it as well. But it's moody, it's mysterious, it's a little bit masculine, maybe kind of androgynous. Performance-wise, it's got good longevity, good projection, but I think it would be too heavy if it projected too much anyway. So I think that's a good thing. So again, yeah, don't love this one because it just veers into the masculine side of things, but a great unisex perfume for sure. Now, number 7 is La Sel de la Terre. It's the salt of the earth, which is an aromatic aquatic scent. It's top notes of Italian lemon, sea notes, and bergamot, middle notes of watery notes and floral notes, whatever that means, and base notes of musk and woody notes. And on first spray, it's like seaside air, but not in a salty way. It's more ozonic, and it has this crisp lemoniness to it that I really like. And then in the dry down, it has this ozone and salt with this creamy lemon underneath. The woods add some density and heaviness to it. So it doesn't really read as fresh. It reads a little bit like heavier than that. It's definitely a unique scent experience. You know, it's not one that I would really reach for. I don't feel like it makes me feel any type of way. It just is kind of like this ozonic scent, but that's kind of coming into style now, that ozonic style. So definitely worth checking out if you're curious about that style of perfume. Also great longevity, but interestingly poor projection. I'm not really sure why that would be, but maybe I just need to overspray it a bit more. So yeah, that's definitely an interesting experiential one as well. Number 8 is Tonic Vert, which is green tonic, and it's a citrus aromatic scent. It has top notes of bergamot, lime, mandarin orange, and lemon, middle notes of mint, pomelo, and geranium, and base notes of vetiver, oak moss, and musk. And whew, yeah, on first spray on my skin, it's like a citrusy cologne with this vetiver that's sitting in the background. It kind of reminds me of like an herbal salve or balm that you would put on, like you have like a wound on your skin. It's just so herbal. But in the dry down, the oak moss comes out more. So it becomes really earthy. It has this moody unisex vibe. It's again another experience scent, but definitely not one I would wear around. Performance-wise, it has good longevity. It lasted most of the day, but the projection was a little bit more on the weak side. So I find this one fascinating, but probably will not reach for it to wear, unfortunately. Number 9, second to last, I have Bukhoor Elixir de Parfum, which is, I have no idea. I think it might be referring to a place. I couldn't figure out the translation of that. But this is an amber fragrance. So this has top note of woody notes, middle note of smoke, and base notes of oud, amber, and musk. And this is not one I recommend, really. Andy described it this way too, and I completely agree with him. It smells kind of like a barn stall, like a barn stall with the cows and the hay, a little bit of bacon cooking in the corner from that smokiness. It has that smokiness in this like cooked protein kind of way, like not in like a campfire way. But it's also kind of animalic. So that's why like it makes me feel like we're in a barn. You would think it would be super unpleasant, but it just feels more like a scent experience than like a nasty scent. It doesn't smell like disgusting, but I definitely wouldn't wear it around. In the dry down, it does get a little bit smoother, but like not quite as in your face, but I still don't think that I would even like mess with this one. I don't think a lot of people would find it very pleasing around you. Performance-wise though, excellent longevity, excellent projection. I just really am not digging that one. And finally we have number 10, which is Desir de Coeur, which is Desire of the Heart. And it's an amber woody scent. And it has top note of lemon zest, middle note of aromatic spices, and base notes of musk and amber. And at first, this is really fascinating. So it has this like tang soda condensed syrup kind of vibe to it. It has this punch to it, and it's really sweet with some musk underneath. So imagine like that condensed soda syrup kind of scent at first. And in the dry down, I get more of gingerbread cookie vibes. So it's slightly spicy in this cinnamon and anise kind of way, but it smells like a very upscale gourmand. So it's not too complex, but it's comforting. It's beautiful. Like I like gourmand, so this is really doing it for me. And I love like that kind of slightly spicy cookie spices, gingerbready kind of scent. It really does it for me. So I do like this one. And this has great longevity. Now the scent bubble is pretty close, so you could definitely overspray this one. But I actually really love this one. I think it's gonna be really good also for like winter, fall when it's a little bit cooler. I think it'll be really nice. So yeah, that is number 10. So let me know if you had a chance to try any of these, if you are able to get your hands on them. I don't think they're in most stores. Maybe they said they were in like 2 stores, Dillard's and one other at this point in the US. So I'd be interested to know if any of my international followers maybe have tried any of these scents, but they're very niche. They're, for the most part, except for the Baccarat Rouge one, very original, and I think they're great quality. So thank you so much, Andy, for introducing me to these perfumes. It has been so much fun testing them. Even the barn one, still a good time. So thanks so much for being here, guys. I hope you have a very beautiful day.